Thursday regular, Barnaby Joyce. Barnaby Joyce, thank you so much for your time. And now Andrew Forrest is walking away from most of his green hydrogen dream, saying the cost of making this miracle gas is just too much at the moment. How big a blow is this to the Albanese government's plans for net zero emissions?
Well, the fantasy of the coal is coming unstuck, isn't it? It's the first step to the scales falling off the people in power's eyes. We see that even Jenny George is out today saying intermittent power just can't do it. Well, we know that. Everybody knows that. And I'm glad Jenny's saying that as well. But this is always a farce, this idea that green hydrogen, which wasn't working anywhere in the world, just like intermittent power, which doesn't work 100% anywhere in the world, was going to magically work here. But we've spent, I don't know how many billions the taxpayers put towards this sort of process already. But weren't we taken on a merry ride? Wasn't it a wonderful experience that we had all those sage people out there saying, oh, this is it. And if you contradicted them, well, you're a denier, you're an apostate. Well, apparently we're also correct. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, but Barnaby, what shocks me is not just the waste of money, okay? In this case, a lot of it is Andrew Forrest. It's that we're destroying a system that works to replace it with one the government can't actually get off the ground. I mean, this is just insane. And the other thing too is nuclear. Energy Minister Chris Bowen lied yesterday when he said we couldn't have both renewable energy and nuclear power. As you said, former federal Labor MP Jenny George used to be president of the ACTU. Today blasted this anti-nuclear campaign. She wrote that gas or nuclear need to be part of the equation in the post-coal era. First world economy can't run on intermittent renewables like wind and solar alone. And Bowen's description of intermittent weather-dependent renewables, needs wind, needs sun, as reliable, incredibly cheap as way off the mark. Look, she's right, of course, but do you think Labor's scare campaign against nuclear is actually going to win against these facts?
Well, you don't have to be Pythagoras to work this one out, but you have to be Peter Pan to believe it. I mean, it's self-evident. Intermittent power works on the concept that a windmill will power our economy. And it's just ludicrous. If Bowen's plan was so watertight, if we were so correct, if all his protestations about his sunny uplands of intermittent power were correct, we would have manufacturers from overseas, from over that sea, coming to Australia to set up factories, Volkswagen, Siemens, Brooks, General Electric, General Motors, they'd all be saying, oh, Australia's got it so right, but no one in a pink fit in manufacturing would be coming to this nation when we say we're going to run it on intermittent power and green hydrogen and, I don't know, fairy dust. It's an absurdity, but slowly, piece by piece, this absurdity is becoming ever more present in the reality of what is actually happening. Now, I don't know how much dough Mr. Forrest is blind, but I would say it's a fair bit. I don't know how much dough the taxpayer has put towards this, but I would say it's a fair bit. What I do know is the billions and billions you're going to put towards this nirvana-like belief of intermittent power running a first world economy like Australia, or was once a first world economy like Australia. Keep doing this, you're going to drive it into the dirt, and you can, I don't know, see what it's like to live in a cave, because that's where you're off to.
Well, these billions being poured into green hydrogen, I don't know why they can't be just poured into building a nuclear plant instead, which at least would work. Chris Bowen, you talked about, mad ideas, wild ideas. Chris Bowen now says he likes the idea of getting electric cars to send back to the system the power in their batteries, send it back into the grid during an electricity shortage. Is that a good idea? And do you think the coalition should adopt it?
Imagine how that's going to work. Could everybody please come home? I want you to plug your car in because we've run out of power. This is insane. This is insane, And obviously, at the same time they're doing this, they're saying that nuclear power doesn't work. I mean, what is your option? Where else can you go, you lunatics?
It's one of those little, Band-Aids and bits of string kind of, mad desperate ideas that suggest that this power system really is in trouble, and they've run out of ideas how to fix it.
Well, it is in trouble. It is. We've successfully managed to basically start driving the car around on its rims. It's just not working. And we've got people saying, "Oh, we're going to have a power crisis. We're going to run out of power. They're shedding power at times." Everybody's saying it, and then we've got these clowns saying, "Oh, well, now we've got a solution. We'll have everybody to have electric cars, and then we'll ask them all to go home, and then we're going to run Australia off their car battery." I mean, if you just sit back and think, no, obviously you've got to stop drinking. You can't drink that. It's really affecting what you say. You are beyond the pale. This is insanity.
Barnaby, when you put it like that, they've got around the country on car batteries. I mean, seriously, is that where we've got to? I mean, it's the whole thing's just so lunatic beyond words. Barnaby Joyce, thank you so much indeed for your time.
Always a pleasure. Always.